Say it's Tanesha's tip. Coming all three speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. They all getting featured. Say it's Tanesha's tip. Coming all three speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. Yeah. It's your girl Tanesha, straight magic. The greatest book reviews, let's get at it. She not here to offend, she just honest.
Hi, and welcome to Tanisha's Tips. Today, I'm going to give you a quick recap of the movie Unrequited. I found this movie on Tubi, and it stars Flex Alexander. Um, Bambi is in it from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and Lyrica Anderson, Love and Hip Hop LA. Anyway, those are three people that you would probably notice right off and know who they are. Okay, so keep in mind this is a Tubi movie, and again, like I said in the other reviews, the lighting in certain places it it has to get better. Anyway, in this movie, we follow the FMC who is her name is Cassandra, and she's going through some things. When it first starts, she's in a psychiatrist office or psychologist office or whatever, whichever one can give you medicine. Anyway, they're releasing her from care and telling her that she must take her medications and everything, and they're releasing her to go home to her mother's house. We soon find out when she gets to her mother's house that a neighbor that doesn't stay but like 2 minutes away or whatever is actually the caretaker for her mom, and he has all the lay of the land, and he's expecting her. When she gets there, he lets her know your mom is in there, resting, but you can go and check on her if you want to. And she does. She goes and lays eyes on her mom. Her mom is asleep, and she backs out. She tells him promptly, "Hey, I got a job interview to go to," and he says, "Okay, no problem. I got everything. I'll take your bags to your room or whatever." Kind of like a living concierge. Kind of felt like I was like, "Okay, that's weird." Anyway, she gets to the hotel and she's asking the valet guy, "Hey, I'm looking for Helen. I'm supposed to be here for an interview." And he tells her, "Oh, yeah, just step inside and somebody will direct you." Instead of her watching where she's going, it's twofold because there's another person that is actually taking bags in. They actually collide, and he like basically drops what he's doing and he catches her before she falls. And before the apology, it was kind of like a locked eye situation, love at first sight type, chemistry read type thing, right? And then they both say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you," and this and the third or whatever. "I'm actually looking for Helen," and so he directs her into Helen's office or whatever. Obviously, he's like stumbling over himself or whatever. She gets to Helen's office, and before Helen steps in, she sees all these pictures or whatever, and it shows that the guy who ran into her earlier is actually Helen's husband, right? They're on there as a family, and there's a little girl there as well. So Helen comes in behind her and it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she promptly puts the picture back or whatever and doesn't mention it, but it's very awkward. All right, so she gets to the interview part or whatever, and she says, "I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of experience." And she was like, "Oh, that's okay. We take everybody and all kinds of, it's basically like a family atmosphere, and you'll see." And so she says, "Okay." She says, "It's a housekeeping position and it pays 16.50 an hour. I hope that's okay with." She was like, "Yes, yes, that's okay." And so she said, "Are you able to work any hours?" And she said, "Yes." So she said, "How about the 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift?" And she said the reason why I decided, on that is because it's like it'll slowly work you into how things operate here, and it's just basically minimal things to do." And she said, "Well, what would I have to do?" And she said, basically give things to the patrons that's needed, because obviously this is a hotel, and at that time people really kind of don't need anything overnight, but like maybe from 6 to maybe 10, 12 or whatever, they do ask for things or whatever, deliver food and just little ins and outs, fold towels, all that stuff. She was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that seems fine." So she gets back to the house or whatever, and she is given the rundown by Andrew, who is the caretaker, and he says, "Hey, don't forget to give your mom her 8 p.m. Meds because otherwise she's not gonna be able to sleep." We soon realize after maybe the next day, her mom is suffering from psychotic episodes or so. And it also seems to seem as though the girl Cassandra didn't have a really good upbringing. Her mom is very I don't even know how to describe her. She always yells and she always finds something wrong. But come to find out, her dad died. Cassandra's dad died in a house fire. Her mom tried to go in there and save him, and it was too late. Her mom also got taken down by a beam that was on fire, so she had burns on her neck. Anyway, her mom goes in and out of being mean and then saying she's sorry and this and the third. Cassandra went to go to take her pills, and her mom came in and smacked them out of her hands and was like, "No, you could take my pills. You don't need those, and I got you out of that hospital so you can come and help me." I mean, it was just a lot all the time. Anyway, we flip back to the hotel, and she finally finds out that the guy who bumped into her and the husband of the owner, Helen, his name is Eric. Okay. Eric is Flex Alexander's character. Anyway, they strike up a friendship or whatever, and they are talking and everything. Lo and behold, they get into a situationship. I don't want to tell you everything. However, just know there is also what also happens is she gets attacked, and this actually makes them more, I guess, more connected than anything because he comes and he saves her from this attack. After that is a sequence of events that happen. Another lady in the that was staying at the hotel, she ends up unalived. And now this is where it gets into a whole rigmarole. Bambi is one of the co-workers that works with Cassandra. She has all the gossip, so ain't no telling what's gonna happen, right? Again, there is a situationship that starts. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if who's gonna come out the victor or the unaliver. It's just a lot of co-inky dinks that happen. I want you to go and watch this movie and tell me what you think. If you have already seen it, what do you think? I am all over the place in my thoughts, but again, I am watching this and I'm invested. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Bye.
Bringing ways that may leave you astonished. And plus she do shows. She cover all like hands, knees, and toes. Don't lollygag, no, she just roll. Then it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Ha. Said it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Tanesha's tip coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured.